So I thought I would come up here and kind of show you what our paddocks are all looking like this late October. We've been in pretty good drought. Been about 40 days since we had any significant rain. Maybe a little longer. I think it was August the 29th. So it's been a while. This is the 19th of October. You can see this is one of the paddocks I grazed a little bit later in the summer before I moved them over into the small hayfield where I held them in there while we were gone for a week, and then I left them in there a couple more days after that before I moved them across the road. But you can see that our situation here for grass is pretty slim. We didn't get any regrowth to speak of. I think the fescue might have grew a little bit. This here is one of the paddocks that we set aside. I didn't graze it. You'll see there's a lot of broom sedge up here on top. This is one of the areas that we've always had a little bit of problems with broom sedge. I'll probably run the cows in here this fall and let them eat this down pretty good, and I'll feed some hay along with it to help provide some additional nutrient to the soil. But you can see there's a lot of broom sedge in here. This is one of the paddocks that we briefly grazed this summer. And as you can see, it hasn't grown back much either. And this paddock right here, they were in for, I think I left them in there for a day, if I remember correctly. I gave them half of it and then the other half in the evening. And so we left a little bit behind, but still, we didn't get much regrowth. I thought even the summer grasses might come on a little bit, but it don't look like it. So I don't know what we're going to be doing this fall. This paddock coming up here, this is one of the, actually there's two of them side by side. I didn't run the cattle in here. I just skipped this one also. So there's three in this paddock number 7 that they didn't graze any. And so you can see there's some grass in there, but there's not probably much nutrients in it. It's pretty dry. This paddock over here, this one was grazed for, I believe this was 2 days in here, if I remember right. And you can see there is not much in here. So this is paddock number 8, and you can see this is one here. They grazed 2 days. This one they were in there for about a day, I think it was, and I pulled them off. And then this one over here, they didn't graze it at all. So this is one of the paddocks that has a lot of trees in it. So there's still quite a bit of brush in here. I brush hogged it a little bit and cut some of it down. But there's still quite a bit underneath these trees. But you'll see there isn't a whole lot of forage here. It's just a dry. And long range, it looks like the rest of the month, which would be about 12 days, 13 days, we are not going to see any rain. So this little spot in here It's got a little bit of grass, but there's not too terribly a large amount. And some of the stuff in here is pretty scrubby, so they'll have to pick through and try to find what they can. So this is paddock 8C, and I kind of just passed them through this when they came through this summer, so you'll see there's some fescue sitting in there for them. Again, I'm still concerned about how I'm going to feed them through this fall. My original thought was to graze this from about the 1st of November to the end of, or close to the end, third week of December, before I turned them in on my winter stockpile. And I guess I might be able to do it. I've got, what do we got? 16, about 20 paddocks. If I can get 2 days to a paddock and let them eat it down, in theory, that should get me to the middle of December, third week of December, something like that. I'm hoping we get some rain so it can stimulate some of this grass to grow. May end up having to hold them for a couple of weeks and feed them hay. Really don't want to do that. Kind of defeats my whole game plan, which is to graze nothing but grass this year. We'll see. This is paddock 3. This is one of my winter paddock stockpiled grass, and we haven't been in there really since I think it was the end of April in 3. So it's got quite a bit of grass in it. So this is paddock 4D. Next to it's 4C. They're about the same condition. They haven't been in here since middle of February, so it's been stockpiling all summer. You can see the height of the grass in here, but you can also see that it's not the best condition. I'd like it to be a little better than that, a little greener, a little more forage, but as you can see, we don't have it. And this is paddock 5B here. We grazed it in August. Just clipped it for a little while. Might have been late July, early August. It's growed back a little bit. And then this is 5D, which is one of the paddocks that I had the cows in there for a little while. You can see where I had them and then where I didn't have them. So there's a definite line there where there's still quite a bit of vegetation, but it's, again, it's brown, doesn't have a lot of nutrients or protein in it at all. So you can see the line. It goes all the way down to paddock 6C. I've got 4 paddocks in here where I grazed a third of each one of them, and then I let the other 2/3 stockpile for a while. So there's probably I don't know, at least 2 months of rest, maybe 2.5 months of rest on these other 2/3 of the paddocks. This is 2D. I've got this small pond I just built to keep some of the water from rushing down through this paddock and washing it. And as you can see, we are dry. This usually has about 18 inches of water in it, so just gives you an idea of how much or how long it's been since we've had any significant rain. So you can see over there that green spot, that's all fescue. And it's mixed in here with some of this warm season grasses. But all the warm seasons are done. There might be some green down close to the ground, but for the most part it's all brown, dried up on us. So this here was my spring sacrifice lot. And then this paddock here, I did let them graze it. I grazed it pretty good. I think they were in here for 5 days. And they've not been on it since then. And 2A, I did the same thing in here. I think they were in there for 4 days altogether. And you can see down there, there's a little pond that I built. It was just basically there to catch the rainwater and keep it from washing that area. There's our goat and horse. I turned them into this little pen area, let them eat the grass in there because everything else is pretty much been eaten or is brown like the rest of the farm. And you can see here on this wooded hillside just how dry it is. If you look out there, there's mostly brown. So I hope you like this video. It just kind of gives you a snapshot of what the farm's looking like right now. We sure could use some rain.